Children, we are going to start the next chapter of civics. That is your chapter number 5, Women Change the World. Now, children, as the name suggests, we are going to study about women, how they change the world. Now, children, if we talk about the previous chapter, in that chapter we have seen how women's work in the home is not recognized as work. It is seen to be something very common. Fine. Now we have also discussed in that chapter that how doing household work and taking care of the family members is a full time job for the women. And children, there are no particular hours for which the time begins and ends. There is no time limit for that. Fine. 24 7 is their job. If you talk about your mother also has the same type of job. Fine. Now, in this chapter, children, we are going to look what women do outside their homes. Fine. And we will try to understand that how some occupations they are just seen to be more suitable to men instead of women. Fine, we will learn how children, women, they struggled for equality from starting till now. Still, women are struggling for equality. Fine. Now, getting an education for women or girl child was not easy, and still today it is not easy for them. Fine. Now, how they created new opportunities for them. Fine, this chapter is going to tell you about different types of efforts that women movement made to challenge the discrimination they were facing in the recent or in the previous years. Now, children, here is an activity. Now, a teacher has given activity to their children. She has given different occupations and asked the children to draw who does who is doing this work. Like if it's a farmer, so who's doing farmer. So on the basis of this, pictures, they are going to make they are going to fill this table. Fine. Now, children, see. Now, Rosie ma'am class has 30 children. Just now I told you that Rosie ma'am has given the work. Now, see how they have given how they have made the table. Now, see, just check out the table. See, men, if you talk about teacher, so they think that teacher is more suitable job for a lady. Fine. And if you talk about nurse, that is also more suitable for a lady to do the job. And if you talk about the rest jobs, they have given you know um, male the preference in the. If you talk about farming only, just see that they have written that 30 students have made the picture of farmer farmer as a man as a farmer. But children, if you talk about this data which is given below, that 83.6%, near about you can say 84% of the working women in India, children, they are engaged only in agriculture. Fine. Whenever we talk about agriculture, we always see men as doing agriculture, but children, you'll be surprised to know that 84% of the women in India, they are engaged in agriculture work. So the work includes planting, weeding, harvesting, threshing, all the work like same as men they do. But still, whenever we talk about farmer, the image in our mind comes of a man. Fine. Now, children, fewer opportunities and rigid expectations. Now, children, see, just now I have seen that a lot of children in Rosie ma'am's class, they drew women as nurse. Fine. They thought that the women is more, comfortable and more suitable to become a nurse instead of an army officer. Fine. What is the reason behind this? Because they feel that Now people what they feel, the society what they feel, that even outside home too, women are good at certain jobs only. Fine, they some only few jobs are suitable to them. Like if you take an example, now many people, children, they believe that women are better nurses. Whenever you think about nurse, only ladies or girls will come to your mind. You will never think of a man or a boy. Fine. What? Why do they think so that they can become a good nurses? Because they think that they are more patient and they are more gentle, so they can easily deal with the patients. Fine. Similarly, if you talk about science, fine, so if you talk about any scientist or like that, so they will always think about man, that a scientist can be a man. Now why so? Because they think that even for army officers also, they will, the people, the society thinks that the science required a lot of technical mind, and they think that girls and women are not capable of dealing with technical things. This is the stereotype created by the people. Now they have accepted this, that this is going to be the this is their thinking, but in reality it is something else. You can see so many examples around you. Fine. Now, because why they do so? Because they have stereotype in their mind. Fine, many girls, they do not get the same support that boys do. Fine, now children are not getting same support. The girls are not getting same support as the boys are getting. Fine, they are able to study. They are able to get the training if they want to become a doctor or engineer. So more support is given to the boys. In most of the families, children, once girls they finish their school, they were encouraged to do marriage, because people think that the main aim of life of a girl or a woman is to get married. Now children, we are going to see this example, breaking stereotype. Now we are going to read about a girl who is 27 years old, Lakshmi Lakra. Now, how she broke a stereotype. Fine. Now, engine drivers are men. Whenever you talk about a train engine driver, what comes to your mind? The picture will come to your mind of a man only. But children, here 27-year-old Lakshmi Lakra, what she did? She is from a very poor tribal family in Jharkhand, and she has changed the thing. She was the first woman engine driver in the northern railways, children. Now her parents were illiterate, but they have struggled a lot over many of their hardships to make sure that their children got education, because they were illiterate, so they thought that we are going to educate our children. So Lakshmi, she'll be studying in any government school. Fine. Now she was helping at home also, all others job also she was doing. She studied hard. Fine. Then she went for a diploma in electronics, and then she gave the exam for railway board exam, and she passed the exam in the first attempt, children. So this is the example of Lakshmi Lakraj, how she changed the thinking of people. Now children, it is very important to understand that the society in which we live, all children face pressure from world around them. Here every child is facing pressure. If you talk about boys, fine, now we have certain demands from our adults. Fine, so children are facing a lot of problem here also. Sometimes children have to go through the unfair teasing by their own friends, so that depresses them. Now boys are children pressurized for getting a job, so they boys are pressured that you have to get a job with a good salary, and they are teased and bullied when they do not behave like other boys. If some boy is crying or behaving like girls, so others are going to tease him. that you are not behaving like boys. Fine. So, children, you'll remember in class 6, you read about how boys at an early age are encouraged not to cry in front of others. We have seen in class 6 also. Now we will see the story. See, Xavier was happy with the result of class 10th board exam. Now, this boy was very happy for his board exam result. He did not get good marks in science and maths, but he did very well in his favorite subjects, history, languages, history, English, and Hindi. Now, when his parents saw his report card, see how they behaved. Now, the mother says, "My goodness, you have just got 65% in maths. Your physics is too low." Fine. Now he says, "I know, Mama, but it's okay. I don't want to take maths or science. I want to study history." Now he says that I am not interested in maths and science. I am just interested in history. So now what the father says, why do you want to take history? Think about your future. You have to get a good job. History will not help. It has no scope. So this is happening nowadays. Fine. Now what did the children say? But I don't like maths and science. Why now? Now the mother says, be sensible, son. Take maths and you can study computers side by side. The job market for computers is very high. Now the parents are always, you know, forcing their child to go according to them. Now children see learning for change. Fine. Now, see, going to school, children, it is extremely important part of everyone's life. More and more children, as more and more children they enter the school every year, we begin to think that it is normal for all children to go to school. When we go to school, we think that it's normal for everyone. But today, it is difficult for us to imagine that school and learning could be seen as out of bounds and not appropriate for some children. But nowadays, it is just like a very common thing that every child is going to school. But children, in the past, the skill of reading and writing was known to only a few, but this skill was not common for everyone. It was given, this skill was learnt by only few people. Most children they learnt the work their families and elders did. The children used to learn the work, the skill what their family members were doing. For girls, the situation was worse. For the girl child children, the situation was worst. Means their part was totally different. In communities that taught sons to read and write, now they used to teach their sons read and write. The girls were not allowed. The daughters were not allowed to learn even a single alphabet. Fine. Even in families where skills like pottery, weaving, and craft were taught, the contribution of daughters and women was only seen as supportive. Even those who were doing such jobs like pottery, weaving, and craft, the girls were not taught these things also. They were just a helping hand to boys. Boys were made, learned all these things. So, see how they were discriminated. For example, if there is a pottery trade, women collected mud and prepared the earth for the pot. Now they are going to just do all the preparations and they cannot operate the wheel, the spinning wheel. They cannot operate that. They were not seen at potters. They are not going to become potters. The boys are going to do that thing. The women are only going to make the preparations. Fine. Now children, in the 19th century, many new ideas about education and learning emerged. Fine, it is in the 19th century when it comes up. Now schools became more common and communities that had never learnt reading and writing starting sending their children to school. So at that time only the schools became common and different people, the communities, they started sending their children to school. But there was a lot of opposition to educating girls even then. But till then also people were not supporting to teach the girl child. Yet many women, they had to make a lot of efforts, fine, to open the schools for girls, and women struggled a lot to learn how to read and write. So the scenario for the girl child was totally different, children. Fine. Now, see, now there is an experience given by uh, Raj Sundari Devi, now 1800 to 1890. Now she was born in West Bengal, children, and about 200 years ago. Now when she was 60, she wrote her autobiography. Autobiography, when you are reading, when you are writing your own story. She wrote in Bangla, the language in West Bengal. Now the name of her book's title was Amar Jeevan, means my Jeevan or my life. So it was the first known autobiography written by Indian woman. So nobody has written any autobiography. So it is the first known biography which is written by a woman. Now what does she say? She says that she was a housewife of a rich landlord family, and it was believed at that time that if a woman is going to learn reading and writing, she is going to bring bad luck to her husband and she is going to become a widow. Despite this, children, she taught herself how to read and write in secret well after her marriage. So, whatever she learned in secret. Fine, secretly she learned how to read and write, and it was thought at that time that if a woman is going to learn reading and writing, she is going to bring bad luck to her husband. So she says that I would start work at dawn. In the morning only she started, until midnight she is going to she used to work. Fine, no time to rest. Now I was only 14 years old at time. I came to nurture a great longing. So she has to do a lot of work, and she was just 14 years. I would learn to read and I would read a religious manuscript. I was unlucky in those days. Women were not educated. So she learned to she managed to learn how to read and write, but she was not given the opportunity to read and write because at that time the girls were not educated. Fine. Now she started, but sometimes she used to think bad about it, that I am starting reading and writing, it is going to become bad luck to my husband. Now she used to fight with herself only for this. Then one day she had a dream. Fine. In the dream she was reading the manuscript Chaitanya Bhagavad. It's the life of a saint. Fine. Now she is it was just a dream. Now she sat in the cooking, and I heard my husband say to my eldest son, her husband was saying to the eldest son that Bipin, I have left my Chaitanya Bhagavad here, and when I ask for it, you please bring it to me. Now he left the book there and went away. Now the husband, whose husband? Raj Sundari Devi's husband. He left the same book which she dreamt in the at night. Now what she did? Now she says that I secretly took a page and hid it carefully. Fine, it was a job of hiding it, for nobody must find it in my hand. So she says that I have taken out a page from that book and I kept it somewhere secretly. Fine, now what happens? Now she says that my eldest son was practicing his alphabets at that time. Now what she did? Now she took a page from that book as well of the alphabets, and she again hid it somewhere. Now she says that whenever I used to get time, I used to try and match the letters which were there in the which were there in the page from the Chaitanya Bhagavat book, and the alphabet. I used to match the alphabets, and I used to understand, I used to try to understand what does it mean. And she says that due to these efforts I learned how to read and how to read. Fine. Now, after learning the alphabets, this Raj Sundari Devi, what she did was able to read the Chaitanya Bhagavats through her own writing. Fine. She also gave the world an opportunity to read about women's life in those days. Fine. Raj Sundari Devi wrote about her everyday life. She wrote autobiography, means her own life. So she wrote each and every experience in detail. And there were the days when she did not have a moment of rest, not time even to sit. That time she wrote about her own, story. Now, children, here one example was left. See here. So it is Ramabai, 1858 to 1922. We are just seeing all the examples. Fine. Now, what did she do? She, championed the cause of women's education. She never went to school, but she wanted to learn how to read and write, and she learnt also how to read and write from her parents, because that time this girl child was not allowed to go to school. Now she was given a title of Pandita. Why? Because she could read and write Sanskrit, and which was a very remarkable achievement as women. Fine, because they were not allowed to get such knowledge. So, children, she started a mission in Khedgaon near Pune in 1898, where widows and poor women were encouraged not only to become literate but to become independent. So she taught them also, she made them independent. How? I told you they were, the ladies and the girls were not told the skills. Fine, so here she taught them a variety of skills like carpentry, how to run a printing press. Fine, the skills that were not usually taught to the girls. Even today it's not told. So that time she started, teaching these things. The printing press can be seen in a picture on the top left corner. There you can see on the top left corner here, and you can just see how they are just helping, how the mission is going on. Fine. Now, children, we are going to see the another example. This example, that is Rokia Shekhawat Hussain. Now, and her dreams about Ladyland. Now she was born to a very rich family. Now, she rich family which is owning a lot of land. Though she knew how to read and write, she knew how to read and write Urdu. She was stopped from learning Bangla and English. So she knew how to read and write in Urdu, but she was not taught how to read and write in Bangla and English. Children, in those days, it was thought that if English language will expose girls to new ideas, so they were just thinking this, that if a girl is going to learn English, she will be exposed to more new ideas, and that will not be correct for the girl also and for the society also. Fine. So most of the boys were taught English. Now this Rokeya, she learned to read and write in Bangla and English with the support of her elder brother and elder sister. So her elder brother and elder sister, they taught her how to read and write Bangla and English. That then she went on to become a writer. She became a writer. She wrote a remarkable story titled Sultana's Dream in 1905. So she wrote a story, Sultana's Dream. Now, to practice her English skills when she was merely 25 years old, she wrote this in English only. This story is just an imagination of a woman called Sultana. What does the lady dreaming about? She is dreaming about a place. She has reached a place. The place is known as Ladyland. Now it's a place, children, where the women have the freedom to study, work, and create inventions. Now what she sees, what she dreams is that this lady land is, controlling. The ladies are doing every work in that lady land. The men are not supposed to do any work, so they are controlling the rain from the clouds, they are flying air cards. Now the men, they were sent into seclusion. Find their aggressive guns and their weapons of war were defeated by the brain power of the woman. She's just thinking about that, and she, children, her dream has come true also. Nowadays, women are doing all such jobs. Fine. As Sultana travels the Ladyland, her sister Sarah, she awakes to realize that she was only dreaming. So at the end, she is, her sister wakes her up and she thinks that, oh my god, it was just a dream. Fine. Now see how they are dreaming about flying planes and cars. Even that time, the ladies were not even allowed to go to school. Fine. So children, how see how the education and learning, they have changed the life of women. They have changed her own life. How she started dreaming about something very high. Fine. So uh, education is a power. Education is a power that is given to everyone, so that a person, it gives wings to you. Fine. So now in 1910 she started a school for girls in Kolkata, and it is still functioning today. Fine. Now children, till here we are going to make the module. In the next module I'll explain you the rest chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.